everybody, it's Lisa Burningham. This Christmas season, I have lucked out at finding some amazing treasures at my local thrift store. Today, we're going to be taking this worn Christmas tree that I found at my local thrift store to transform into an upscale center point for my nativity display. I'm also creating 2 teardrop swags and making some glittery snowflake ornaments. There is a little Christmas corner in the back portion of my local thrift store where I found this 3-foot tall potted Christmas tree. And it was only $7.99. Yes, $7.99. It was a little worn, that is for sure, but that is a great price. So the first order of business is to take off the lights. Now, these lights were bright and colorful, which is fun, but it's not going to go in with my color scheme, so I had to remove those. That was okay. My first grader snatched those right up and put them on her Christmas tree in the game room so they didn't go to waste. After that, I needed to scrub down the base, this base right here. It was filthy. Clearly, this was a tree that had been outside because there was some dirt on it, there was some leaves, a little bit of sand. We are here in Florida, so sand's to be expected. I got a damp cloth and I wiped it down really well, and it was pretty gross. It was really dirty. So I scrubbed really hard to get it extremely clean. Then I took that same damp rag and I wiped down the branches, got all the dust and debris off of those as well. After I had fluffed the branches, it already looked 100% better. Let's address the pots. Now, I love the raised detail that it has. However, this muddy brown color has got to be changed. Since it's Christmas time, we're gonna call it reindeer fur brown. Whatever color it is, whatever color we call it, it needs to be changed. So I wrapped the trunk in blue painter's tape and then added plastic bags around the branches to protect the tree. I'm using a white gloss Rustoleum spray paint. I painted an even coat on the surface of the pot, let it dry for an hour, and gave it another coat of paint, and then let it dry completely. Essentially, what I did was I created a base coat with this white spray paint. This reindeer fur brown was so dark and saturated that I wanted to make sure that it was completely covered before I added the top coat of paint. For this top coat of paint, I got this Pearla metallic paint at Michael's. It was $10.99, however, I used a 40% off coupon, which brought the price down. I took a paintbrush and I painted on this pearlescent paint all around the raised details and made sure the pot was completely covered in the paint. Then I let it dry overnight. This pearlescent paint was the exact look that I was going for. It looks like satin ribbon, it has the right amount of sheen, and adds elegance to my wintry themed display. Now, the lights on this Christmas tree were pretty sparse. It was pre-lit, but there wasn't very many, so I added an extra string of white Christmas lights. I created a large bow with gold and polka dot ribbons and wired it to the top. I wrapped the tree in a gold ribbon, added some poinsettias, segments of beaded garland, ornaments, and gold gems. You guys, talk about a transformation. Have you seen how much these trees go for at the store? They are so expensive. And for $7.99 and a little elbow grease, I couldn't be happier with the finished look. Today I'm collaborating with Teresa from Our Green Acres. She does some really great shabby chic and farmhouse DIYs on her channel. She will be taking a thrifted piece and giving it a holiday makeover as well. So head over to her channel and see what she made. I'll leave a link to Our Green Acres in my description box. I have 2 lanterns on either side of my mirror and I wanted to dress them up. I decided to make some teardrop swags to hang behind and a little below my lanterns. I began with some garland that I purchased at Target. I cut 3 segments, a 2-foot long segment for the center and 2 1.5-foot segments for either side. I took a piece of floral wire and wrapped the tops of the 3 pieces of garland to secure them together. I found these gold and green magnolia stems at Michael's, and I'm going to take them, flip them upside down, wrap the floral wire around the stems, and then twist the wire around the garland. Then I cut 2 1-foot long pieces of Dollar Tree garland and twisted them together. Then I took a segment of floral wire, wrapped it around the garland to secure it together. I created a large bow with gold ribbon and a sparkly polka dot ribbon. These ribbons are the same ribbons that I used in my last video to wrap the center of my candlestick bases. Using the same ribbon will tie the mantelscape and this buffet display together. I added my bow to the top of the swag with the same floral wire that I'd used previously, and then I placed a white poinsettia into the center. Then I got some fishing line and I poked it through the hole in a snowflake ornament and tied it around the top portion of the swag. To hang my swags to my lantern, I'm going to be using fishing line. I love using this stuff. It's almost invisible and it holds a fair amount of weight, so I use it all of the time. I tied this fishing line around the top portion of the swag and then looped it around my lantern and tied it into a knot. These swags are just what these lanterns needed to give them a festive look. I found a package of wood ornaments at the Dollar Tree. To transform them into an elegant ornament, I'm going to be adding some extra fine glitter to the top of the ornaments. I purchased this glitter at Michael's. To adhere the glitter to the ornament, I'm going to be adding a generous amount of Mod Podge and using a paintbrush. I painted on the Mod Podge onto the top of the snowflakes, then I sprinkled the sparkles liberally on top of the Mod Podge. I gave them a little shake to smooth it all out. Then I flipped it over to the other side. I continued this process with all 5 of the snowflake ornaments and then let them dry for about an hour. To keep that glitter off your fingers and everything else, we're going to add a top layer of Mod Podge to these snowflakes. Again, I just got my paintbrush and I painted on a liberal amount of this Mod Podge to the top surface of these snowflakes. Remember that this stuff dries clear and all that will be left is the beautiful sparkles from the glitter. Look at how pretty those are. And again, you can completely customize these to fit into whatever color scheme that you have. You can change out the glitter or you could even paint them underneath. So again, this was an easy, affordable DIY. On my display, I have several nativities that I have collected over the years from different countries and as gifts. I placed them throughout the buffet on top of some twinkle lights and white cotton batting. I also added a few pieces inside of some large lanterns with hanging ornaments. I also have 2 framed cross stitches that my talented mother made for me. And of course, in the center, we have our thrifted tree, which adds the height and the elegance that this display needed. Just like the fireplace mantle, I think that this display is more impressive when the lights are dimmed. I love the way it glows and sparkles. It just has a magical feel. I hope you liked this thrifted tree transformation and enjoyed creating these DIYs with me. It's a joy to share these Christmas pieces with you. If you had a favorite project, I would love to know, so leave me a comment. Thank you so much for watching.